Hi guys, Daniel from Team Kuribrohs here, and today we have a quick update because Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament policy has been updated. So I will be linking below the updates to the policy, and I'm also going to go quickly through the important changes and one or two other things that I'd like to point out. So the really important change is that we have an update to public knowledge and non-public knowledge. So now you no longer verify cards that are not in public knowledge. So if I activate Mind Crush and I declare a card in your hand, I do not get to see your hand even if we have not revealed all of the known copies of the card. So it used to be that if you were playing 3 copies of a card and you discarded 1 copy of the card, then the hand would be revealed to verify that the other 2 possible copies are no longer there. That is no longer the case. This is a weird change. We're hopefully going to get clarification on it, but currently we don't have anything. So that's something that is really important to be aware of, because right now Mind Crush is now not a very good card. You can only call a judge to verify if you have reasonable reason to believe that your opponent is not being truthful, which is very hard to show. Another important change is that you cannot have foil front cards, or you can't have foil front sleeves. So this is a prismatic defender sleeve, which I think looks quite snazzy, but as they have caused issues for players with photosensitivity in the past, they are not tournament legal. In addition, you can't have sleeves which have artwork on the front of the sleeves, because it reduces readability of the cards. 2 last things that I would like to bring up is that there are little segments saying what are sufficient forms of randomization. So the first one is we are told that riffle shuffling, Hindu shuffling, and pile shuffling are all acceptable ways of randomizing your deck. Pile shuffling is not random. Pile shuffling does not randomize a set of cards, and it's something that I would like to see removed from the policy document. I will link below some documents or videos about pile shuffling and why it's not a random method. Hindu shuffling is not great, and riffle shuffling is fine, but yeah, pile shuffling is something that I'm not terribly comfortable seeing there. In addition, we're told that in determining who goes first, rock, paper, scissors is a random method. Rock, paper, scissors is treated as a game of skill in Europe and America. I don't know if that is the case in Japan, but as such, it is not something that should really be considered appropriate for determining who starts a duel in a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. One last important thing to discuss is that we have clarification on what calls judges can answer, so it's important to be familiar with this. Specifically, it means that if you want to know how a card interacts with another card, if those cards aren't in play, then the policy suggests that a judge cannot answer that call. Of course, we'll probably get more clarification on this going forwards, but an example that is given in the policy is that if a player controls goes in match or rivalry, and the opponent activates engage and calls the judge over and says, if I activate Widow Anchor, can I activate Widow Anchor in this situation? Or if I activate Widow Anchor, how will it resolve? The judge cannot answer that question. This is what we are being told at the moment. We don't know whether or not the generic form of that question is acceptable. So if I ask, can the control of a card change while goes in matches face up and I control a card of a different type or attribute, whichever is appropriate for goes in rivalry, there can only be one, whichever one. So that's something that I would love to see clarified, because it's very important to be very clear as to what judges can answer, and I don't think that this is necessarily sufficient to clarify that. So those are the main changes. So we have a judge clarity update, we have the randomizations that I brought up, we have sleeves, and we have public information and non-public information. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Myself and the rest of the Kuribrohs will be answering comments down below, so please do let us know how you think this is going to affect tournaments, and what you personally think of this update. Something that we are all reasonably upset by is the fact that end of match procedures has not been changed, even though it is something that we players recognize as a problem and has been a problem since it was introduced. So until we have more information, we'll be answering in the comments, and hopefully we'll hear a bit more about this in the coming days. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will talk to you soon.